according to you, we should do being a student or, being in first year, second year to understand organon? What tips
Yamini,
we can give to the beginners?
what I personally feel is that you should actually read the original book.
Mm-hmm.
And when you read the book, when you read any book, not just Organon, you should make sure that you read the preface and the introduction.
Very important.
Because that is where the soul of the book lies. That is where the reason for the author to write that book lies. So when you start reading Organon, read all the prefaces of all the 6 editions. Read the introduction. Because when you read the Organon, you realize why Organon was written.
Mm-hmm.
What pushed Hahnemann into reading, into rediscovering medicine. And that is where, and you also should have a very fair idea of history of medicine. Introduction of Organon is nothing but history of medicine at that point. All the medicine that was practiced during his time. So that is where you have to begin. Then second thing is you need a simplified version of Organon. If you are going to read the original Borek translation, it's going to be a bit difficult because the language is hard. It's better to use a more modern translation, and even with those more modern translations, you will need a good teacher.
Yes.
Because what happens is when you are reading, you will read only the first aphorism at this time, now second aphorism, now third aphorism, now fourth aphorism. When you are reading the fifth aphorism, or the third aphorism, for example, when you are reading the third aphorism, you do not know that the third aphorism has a mirror aphorism in aphorism number 71.
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah. So either you need a good teacher, or you need to make it a habit of reading Organon once or twice every year, at least during the student years. Because till you are able to do that, you will not understand. Every time, even if today I am reading Organon, every time I read, I discover something new. There's so much depth in this book. There is so much substance in this book. I always tell my students that Hahnemann used to write chapters in lines.
Wow.
For example, the first aphorism, the physician's high and only mission is to cure the sick. One sentence.
Yes.
It can take me 4 hours to elaborate on this.
Yes.
And I can guarantee you will not sleep, you will not get bored in those 4 hours. It's just a matter of who teaches you and how he teaches you. If you link that one sentence, if you elaborate each word, and you compare it with what the past was and what the current medicine is, what the research is, the whole study becomes much more. And you intervene it with a lot of cases. Because when I teach homeopathy, my idea is that I personally feel also that Organon is not a book to be read. It is a book to be practiced, and it is a book to be experienced. It is a book to be lived. So, if I teach you theory, physician's high and only mission is to treat the sick, to cure as it is termed. Or if I say the highest ideal of cure is rapid, gentle, and permanent restoration of health. And if I cannot show you what rapid means, what gentle means, in practice, in principle, with case examples, कि देखो ये gentle है, ये gentle नहीं हुआ, तब समझ में आता है कि gentle क्योर होता क्या है. पढ़ना बहुत आसान है, लेकिन जब मैं आपको जेंटल के साथ में आपको मेडिसिनल एग्रेवेशन भी दिखाऊंगा, डिजीज एग्रेवेशन भी दिखाऊंगा, होम्योपैथिक एग्रेवेशन भी दिखाऊंगा, तब और फिर ये तीनों जब नहीं होंगे, जब आपको बिना इसके क्योर दिखाऊंगा, तब आपको पता चलेगा जेंटल क्या होता है. तो ऐसे ही रैपिड कितना रैपिड, कैसे पता चलेगा रैपिड. एक मेरे पास स्किज़ोफ्रेनिया का केस आ रहा है, उसको मैं ठीक कर सकता हूं, नहीं कर सकता हूं, कर सकता हूं, तो कितना रैपिड. माइस्थीनिया ग्रेविस का पेशेंट आ रहा है या मल्टीपल स्क्लेरोसिस का पेशेंट आ रहा है, what is rapid means in those cases? And what does rapid mean in a case of fever or acute rhinitis or bronchitis or asthma? What role does a family tendency play? What role does your occupation and life play? How they affect the relative term which is called rapid. So that is why I say ऑर्गेनन पढ़ने से नहीं आती, ऑर्गेनन जीने से आती है। और जब तक हम ऑर्गेनन को जीते नहीं है ना, तब तक ऑर्गेनन समझ में भी नहीं आती है।
Amazing.